Good morning. How are we? I'm trying something slightly different this morning. I'm going live on my personal profile as well. And we will see how this goes. But come on in and let me know if you're around, if you're catching this live. Come and say hi. Likewise, if you're on the replay, drop me a little hashtag replay. Let me know that you caught this. And if you are new to what we're about to do, then you're very welcome. Pop new in the comments if you've never seen this before, you've never done the daily tap before, etc. I would love to know because I have some good resources for you. Good morning. We've got one pair of eyes. Somebody is an early bird. So let's just have a look. Who is on? Who's on where? Let's have a look. Just so I can see people's comments because I'm streaming using StreamYard. So good morning to everybody. How are you doing? What's going on this morning? This is my mug for today. Whoever said diamonds are a girl's best friend never owned a dog. And it was a personalised picture of me and Captain, my Rottweiler before boss. When he passed, one of my friends got me this. It's amazing, isn't it? Anyway, so today we are going to be talking about, very briefly, about shame. We're not going to get down in the depths because that's not what this is about. But because I have the 12 Days of Christmas free group going on, which is an energy work extravaganza, today is the 5th day of Christmas. No more shame, right? That's what the theme is. And so you've joined the Daily Tap. And that is my way to show as many people as possible how to do emotional freedom technique, EFT for short, otherwise known as tapping. And the way that I do that is I pull a card from an upside down oracle deck, apparently. Today I'm using the Urban Crow Oracle because I like the black and red matchy. It's a really nice, short, sharp deck. No fluff, no guff. And I pull a card from an oracle, a tarot, or an affirmation deck of some kind. And then we look at the meaning of that. We look at how that resonates for you. And then we use emotional freedom technique to tap in a few affirmations, to try and ease any sort of resistance or discomfort or something else that might come up. Let's have a look. I got my mate on yesterday's tap and he was like, wow, was a skeptic, but now converted. Sammy, thank you, because that's really key. Oh, we just had a jumper straight away. That's really key that, and I must admit, I am quite partial to a skeptic or two because, this is rooted in science, right? So it's energy work has had a lot of people poo-poo it because it's not, because of the woo-woo kind of label that it's been given in the past, when actually this kind of energy work, tapping and energy clearing, is actually rooted in science. If you imagine, sorry, I'm just putting some hand cream on because they're really dry. If you imagine your body, right, like a car, okay? So a car has got, I'm not even a mechanic, but it's got an engine, it's got brakes, it's got blah, blah, it's got spark plugs, I think. It's got all these other things that together make it work, right? The whole is greater than the sum of the parts. What I mean by that is there's a car with loads of parts and it works, but actually what that car gives you is so much more. Good morning, Noreen. How are you? And it's the same thing here. Our body is built to work a certain way. That's why we have the chakras. They are real. They attach to points on our spine, on our vertebra and our head, right? They're actually real points with less impedance, because we are electromagnetic beings, right? And so when we tap, we're sending a signal across the skin, an electromagnetic signal across the skin to the amygdala to say, you're all right, everything's cool, don't freak out. In so doing, it also sends out serotonin and dopamine. Good morning, Katie. How are you? And it lowers the speed of the brain waves as well, thus making you calmer, clearer. It brings the prefrontal cortex back online, as opposed to being, offline when you're in stress response. All manner of really amazing things. And the more and more and more studies are being done to prove this. Good morning, Breeder. Sammy said, I tapped twice yesterday, second time with my mate, wasn't so sensitive. Brilliant. And do you know how many people said to me, Sammy, that their points were all sensitive yesterday? There was some sort of an occultation with Mars. I don't know. I'm not an astrologer, but apparently it was quite major. And so that was potentially why everybody was a teeny bit sensitive. It's snowing here. Well, it's -2 here. We have got a weather warning this week. Anyway, so if you've never tapped before, I think everybody here has, but if you're coming in on the replay, let me know if you're new to tapping completely. But we're going to use the Urban Crow Oracle again today. And the card that came out, again with matchy, just black, which is my top, right, is communication. Where do you live, Sammy? Let me know, because I don't know. Obviously, don't give your address on a public page, right? That's a no-brainer. But I can't remember where you live. So communication. Now, crows are signs of that anyway. But let's have a look at what it says. It's number 9 in the deck, and we'll have a look. Let me just have a slurp because I'm getting dry and I'm still Kent. Oh, really? -8 in Kent? I thought you were going to say like Toronto or somewhere. Because I know it gets really, really chilly in Canada, doesn't it? So it says, this is written from the author, right? So when I lived in my 3rd floor apartment, one of my neighbour crows would often come calling on my balcony in the morning. This was before we adopted our pup Layla, who took up chasing the crows away. There was one crow in particular that stood out that my daughter and I eventually named Brave One, because he or she would go right up to our sliding glass door and tap impatiently with its beak. This delightfully persistent bird was looking for a handout. Communication brings the message to speak up. Now, this is very similar from yesterday. Good morning, Vanessa. We were told to speak up over the last few days quite a lot. I have been personally as well in my various readings that I've had. So this is really interesting. It's here again. State what you want. You may think those around you know your needs and desires, but that may not be the case. Now is the time to articulate your wishes. Communication asks that you get clear on what you want so that there will be no misunderstanding or confusion later. Although communication may point to a situation on an earthly level, it may also indicate that you need to be clearer with what you want when communicating with your spirit guides or higher self. Are you being too vague? Are you asking for what you want exactly? So I want you to place your attention on a situation at the moment where maybe your communication is a little bit off. Maybe you need to be clearer. Maybe you need to state things more exactly as to what you want. And just think about that. What happens in your body when you think about that? Do you get resistance? Do you get like a, ooh? Do you get a kind of self-judgment? Do you hear some self-talk? Do you remember an event where you asked for what you want and you didn't get it? Right? Because that's what's called associated trauma. Now, trauma doesn't have to be big T trauma, really awful, horrific stuff. It can be something as simple as something that happened to you that was not the outcome you wanted and that left you feeling less than, weak, or at risk or vulnerable, and you didn't have the chance to process it at the time, right? So that can be any kind of trauma. Anyway, have a think about what this means for you, and let's just do a little bit of tapping because my phone's not letting me watch. Okie dokie, darling, no problem. So I just want to bring this back to the 12 days of Christmas because today we're talking about shame. Now, there can be a lot of shame in asking for what we want, right? It's not okay. It's not safe. I'm not worthy of having my needs met. So, yes, it's okay saying ask for what you want and get clear in your communication. But if that is underscored by shame, as shame around, I daren't, it's rude, it's arrogant, I daren't ask for what I want, nobody will give me that, or I've asked for it before and I don't get it, so good things don't happen for me, then there's going to be a lot riding on this command to be clearer. Do you see what I mean? Okay, so let's do some tapping around it, and I would wholeheartedly invite you to come and join. Let me just grab the link a second. Where are we? Steps. I would wholeheartedly invite you. Hey, Debs, it's a good card, isn't it? I love it. Oh, stop messing around, this bloody mouse. I would wholeheartedly invite you to come and join the 12 days of Christmas if you haven't already. I've popped it in the comments for you. Feel free to register. It does put you on my mailing list, but you can unsubscribe at any time. It's just so that I can send you more good stuff. And I do send a lot of free stuff out. So that's the way to get more free stuff from me, right? So communication. Let's have a look at what this means. Okay. So we're just going to take 2 fingers and tap on the inner eyebrow point. So just follow me around. It's time to speak up. Outside of the eye. It's time to say what I really want to say. Under the eye. It's time to ask for what I want. Ooh, I just noticed a really big whoosh feeling in my stomach. I don't know who that was. It might have been me, but it might have been somebody else too. It's time to get really clear in my communication so that I can avoid confusion and misunderstanding. I need to be clearer on the earthly plane. That's in your collarbones. And maybe I need to be clearer with my spirit guides and higher self. Am I asking for exactly what I want, or am I being too vague? We'll go one more round. Back to the eyebrow. In all the ways that shame stops me asking, I choose to release this now. In all the ways that shame stops me from feeling deserving of having what I want, I choose to release this now. In all the ways that shame stops me feeling safe, safe to communicate what it is I really want, I choose to release this now. Actually, we'll go one more. Back to the eyebrow. Relaxing and releasing. Relaxing and letting go of any shame around communicating my needs, around asking for what I want, around being clear. Interesting. And around speaking up. Right here and right now, I let my body, mind relax. And embrace clear and full communication. Then we finish on the third eye between the brows. So be it, and so it is. All right, take a nice deep breath. I'm starting to be able to take a really nice big deep breath now, which is lovely. So let me know how that was for you. How did the card resonate? So once again, that was the Urban Crow Oracle by MJ Cullinane, I think that's how it's pronounced. And if you are not in the 12 days of Christmas, I'm going to say 6 days then. If you're not in the 12 days of Christmas, you have time. We go live today at 2 p.m. GMT. So you've got however many hours that is, 7 hours, I think, to join, 6 hours to join and get in there. And I will be explaining how shame keeps you stuck in business. And it might not be what you think, right? There might be other ways that it's showing up that might be outside of what you would initially think of. And I'm going to show you and talk to you about how clear energy clearing codes can help to shift that out of your energy field, and how the energetic expansion can really help you to create a future that is shame-free. Okay. Wouldn't that be amazing? So I hope to see you at 2 p.m. in the 12 days of Christmas. The link is in the comments. If you're not sure, then drop me a little direct message and I will send you the link. You are very welcome, Katie. You're very welcome, Breeder. It's lovely to see you all. Thank you for joining. I know these are being a bit early at the minute, but now it's darker in the morning and I can't go out first thing with Boss until it's a bit lighter. I'm doing the daily tap now. So I hope that this is fitting in with everybody. Lots of love. Have a wonderful day. And I'll see you. Is it Friday? I'll see you on Monday on the daily tap. Take care. Bye for now.